Okay, so let's see if we can wrap this up here. In this last video, we're going to install the application on an Android. This is a Galaxy A12. So let me get this connected with a USB. Here we are. Okay. Alright, so I just have it connected, and then I will open up a command prompt. I will go to this installation that I recently did. Installation. Come on. What the hell? Platform. So this is the version that I need here, but for Windows. And then I need to go to Platform Tools. Let me CD to that. Okay. And then ADB USB. Okay. And then what's going on here? Do I have to make sure that it's on debug tools? That's in debugging mode. So let me work that out real fast here. Developer options. Check your charger. Maybe I need to connect it to this side. It's just on the wrong USB for whatever reason. Let's try this again. So stay awake and USB debugging. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, looks like it connected. Then I will go to this WSL. I can get into a Linux environment. Okay, nice. And then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at my history. grep I export. Let's take a look at. So I want to just repeat these two things. Set my Gravel home. So export. Graal VM home, yeah, and point it to user lib jvm gra. It was 21.1, yeah, and then I want to do export Java home to the same theme. So we'll do that. Come on. And then I'm going to CD to the C drive dev sandbox Portuguese something. Practice Portuguese. So, and then here I'm just gonna go up a bit. Here it is. So what I'm doing is I'm calling Maven here, but I'm using the NetBeans distribution of Maven, and I'm also gonna add a local repo to this. So my local repository, I'm going to invoke pAndroid client build, package, install, and then run. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to build the application, package it, and then run it. So all of this is going to take a couple minutes, but it might occur and it might encounter an error the first time around, and I know what that error is going to be, but I'll let it encounter the error so that we can fix it. And it's going to be something about this client. Wait, actually I don't know, but the fix is going to be in the POM file. Let me just open that up. POM. I want to go to plugin. It's going to be right here. We have to add some native arguments for Gluon. Let's see if it happens. And here's the fix. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not really sure why this is the fix. Well, it's gonna give you a big hint. And that's what this is about. I mean, for me to get to this point, I had to really make lots of mistakes to get everything running smoothly. So again, what we're doing is we're actually doing the installation on the Android app. That's the final touch here. Well, really the final touch is to be able to distribute this, but once this works, then I'm pretty convinced that everything else would run really smooth, because we're going to create the APK, which is going to be what your Android uses to install the application. It's not encountering that error that I was expecting. We'll let it go. This is the longest part, this build. So far so good. Maybe it won't. We're just gonna sit here and wait and let it do its thing. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just speed it up until it's done, because I'm not gonna go through the editing, the video editing. Okay. It's not encountering that error that I was expecting. That's great. What's this? Printing build. Link task. So when you build it, or I forgot what, it's going to compile everything and it's going to link whatever it needs to link. Okay, install. Wait a minute. The package task ran super quick. Now it's installing. I'm not sure why this would take any amount of time. There should be a super fast thing too. I have no idea what is going on here. Okay, now running. Beginning. Looks like it's starting. It's going good. Okay, nice. and here it is. So we can go to here, let me try to do this. Next. You see how it's kind of doing that? Show. Right. It doesn't have to be on my USB anymore. So we'll stop. Let's do something. Let's turn this off here. So that ran pretty nicely, but let's put in a bigger database or data set. So I'm gonna go to data, phrases, and we'll go to others, data dot, okay. Let's go back to that and do the same thing here. Well, I'm just gonna redo everything, but you can see that it was installed. All I'm doing now is I just modified the database. You can see that would be a hassle to do all the time. I'd have to rebuild it. So there's a big disadvantage to having a database locally, because then it's fixed, and you need a mechanism to update that. And that's why I have this already, I kind of expected that to happen. So maybe it's better to have a REST service and you can manage it externally. So that's what that's about. But just for testing purposes and to get an initial, MVP going, I just have the local database or local data source implementation. That would be really one of my next steps, if I want to take this any further, is to make this externally managed, and then the system just updates itself to with these phrases, and that's a possible extension that I might include. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the application. I can, sit around or whenever, just on my free time, and look up some phrases, practice some translations, just random phrases, and that's how I'm hoping to learn some Portuguese. Let's take a look at how this is going. We don't have to wait till the end. I'm not going to show anything new. It's just more phrases, and for me to go through. Like the original one just had 3. So with that said, I completed this. Final thought on the dependency injection framework. This framework, I developed it just for this. I realized I couldn't use Spring, I couldn't use Juice. If I could, then I would not have done it. So if I continue doing mobile applications, and I think I might, I'm on my phone a lot. Who isn't? And I have a good feeling that I will write more mobile applications. So I will likely develop this quite a bit into the future, just to handle more configurations. I'll have another video where I talk specifically about this dependency injection framework. It's a good exercise to kind of go through, how do you deal with building a framework, a dependency injection framework. And so a key thing is the reflections, and so that's one of the things Android is a lot more conservative about what classes and what methods and stuff and that kind of stuff. You have to define what you want to be able to use reflection on. So it's not like the standard Java JVM, um, and so there's some key differences there. And I think a dependency injection framework exclusively for Java Android development is needed, to keep things lightweight. If anything else, even if all the integration was working well, Spring and these other frameworks I think are just really heavy in terms of not just their size but their dependency. So you'll have like maybe some dependencies on Apache Commons and so on. So you want to eliminate all those dependencies, to keep everything light and make it very and much simpler to integrate into these environments, these devices. All right, that's all. I hope this set of tutorials was useful and you got some exposure into what the development process was like to build an Android app. This was very simple, but if you can build a simple application, then it's already set up in a way that's very scalable. So if you want to review the application and just randomly go, I mean, come on, like this, the way we did this, and dependency injection and that kind of stuff into the controllers, the way we define controllers, this is very scalable. It's not going to get too messy, too difficult to maintain this code base here for this application. And that's what makes things scalable, is correlated to how easy it is to maintain, and how easy it is to build on top. So there's very few like direct references. So even though I could have made this phrase service, now it's dependent on a interface, and so this is why this dependency injection framework is useful. Well, something I'll have to kind of test further. Okay. See you guys in the next video.